Japan's Smart Market Entry is produced by Driven Global Consulting. If you'd like to work directly with DGC to explore your business's possibilities in Japan, visit dgc-co.com for more information and a free 1-hour consultation.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the Japan Smart Market Entry. I'm Milad Mazdanzadeh. I'm a founder and CEO at Driven Global Consulting. Today, I get back to you with a great topic, which is foreign startups and SMEs business approach to the Japanese market. Also, I will interview you with an intelligent expert in the Japanese market, which is Vasu-san. Vasu, welcome.
Thank you, Milad. Thanks for inviting me. It's pleasure is mine.
Thank you, Vasu. It's our pleasure as well. Thank you for your time and in advance. Vasu, due to your introduction, you have had experience, I can say more than 26 years experience in different industries like automotive, manufacturing, designs, global sales, and you have been leading a lot of teams, and you have been working and living in Japan for more than 16 years experience, and you have been working with a lot of Japanese and European companies. Besides that, your great work experience, 10 years back, you got your master in MITO from the Chicago University. Also recently, you got your MBA from the #1 business school in Japan, which is Globus University. And thank you for your time today. We want to learn and learn more about your opinion and thoughts about the Japanese market and your tips about the startups or foreign startups or SMEs who want to enter to the Japanese market. Thank you.
Sure. I can do my best to share my experience within India and Japanese and European market. And yeah, let's go ahead with and start discussing on this point.
Yeah, sure. Vasu, I want to start with some questions. So the first question that I want to ask about, let's assume that a foreign startup or SME enter to the Japanese market and establish their businesses. What are the approach they should take care in their business plan or in their pocket when they're here? Yeah.
More than 2 decades of my observation to the Japanese market, actually the Japanese market entry decisions, mainly it builds on the knowledge of business and also understanding the Japanese unique culture and then sensitivity on the Japanese market expectations. So if you see macro level, any country, Japan also same. You start with the proposal stage, inquiry, proposal, and then negotiation and order, and then post service. But if you look into the micro level, Japan market is quite different, and it's going to be a lot of minute things you need to keep on monitoring in the Japanese market.
Yeah, I got it. So you're saying that you need to take a lot of point of view when you are approaching to the Japanese market. You mentioned about the inquiry. I want to know in the inquiry stage, what are aspects and concepts you need to take in your pocket and in your mind as a startup or SMEs in Japan?
Yeah. See, basically in Japanese market, getting inquiry is a big challenge. Okay, you cannot go directly to the customer and get the inquiry. You need to build a lot of strong network through the agent. Agents are very close to customer, but as a beginners, you have to have a strong relations with the network, and from there you can generate inquiry. And also to reach the agent, again, a startup company from foreigners, they need to work with consultant like a DGC, where you can build the bridge between a startup company of outsider to a network in the Japanese market.
So you mentioned a clear point that any foreign startups or SMEs enter to the Japanese market, they need some help or support from agents or market entry consultants like us to help them to be the middleman to I think the companies like us can reduce the temptation between the foreign startups and the Japanese customers or buyers. So because we know the culture very well, and we can make the great connection at that time. So I want to know about you have inquiry here. You talk about the trust a little bit. I want to know, so any startups or SMEs want to communicate, they need to make a proposal. So the proposal is very important. Can you please give us some tips about the proposal?
Yeah. So let's assume you have developed a good network, and then you have inquiry in your hand, and that this is the time you need to submit the proposal to the customer. So the important here is the proposal has to be very simple to understand the customer, and also you need to be very specific about what kind of value you are giving to the customer, and also how is your product look like, and what are the benefits for customer point of view, not your point of view, right? And also what kind of support you're going to offer after customer buy the product from you. The last thing is a commercial quotation. See, maybe I'll explain the next part. Japanese customer don't like to discuss much on the money matters. It's the least priority, which is, as a foreigner, we need to understand very carefully about in this matter. Okay, the proposal need to be structured way, easy to understand your product value proposition, and then write commercial quotation.
I agree with you very well about the value of the proposal. So the values matter because you have to introduce that value to your future customer in Japan, because they are taking care more on value than the money. The money is not important for them. We have been living here and we know that very well.
Yeah. Based on my experience, I would like to share here. See, in Europe, some Eastern countries, when you go with the product, first they will ask how much.
Yes.
So they start with the money.
Yes.
If it is within their budget, then only they start continue. Otherwise, they don't communicate. So in Japan, they never ask what is your product cost. First, they discuss about what value you're going to bring them. What your product makes them more perfect, means more comfort to use. So the technology approach or product point of view approach to the market and pricing point of view approach is quite different. You have to be very, very important to understand which one you need to communicate first, product or price. So this is a very, very tricky market and unique market in Japan, Japanese customers.
Okay, that's a great point. That's very interesting that you mentioned that as well. So based on that, I got the takeaway. So for talking about the proposal, the negotiation comes up or pops up. So what do you think? How to build the negotiation or negotiate environment clearly with the Japanese customers or buyers?
See, again, comparing to Western and Eastern customers, the negotiation is like a big event to make a deal, make or break the deal. Japan negotiation is kind of a very, very small event which you just run through the paper process. So during the inquiry to the before negotiation, the stage itself, you need to have built a strong relation, the trust. So whenever you're making the proposal and quotation, it has to be more transparency. You cannot add more markup on your product. Let's assume like 15-20% you mark up, and then you have a leverage to do the negotiation stage in like 5%, 10%. But here in Japanese market, you need to have a minimum margin, just 2 to 3% for the negotiation. And then second thing is, your proposal stage itself, you are showing how much you're honest to the customer. So the trust and building a trust, and then keeping a less importance on the negotiation stage is a key factors here.
Okay. So again, you are talking about the trust in the negotiation. You said the negotiation comes through the trust as well. You have to build trust. So based on that, let's assume that a startup in Japan gets order from a Japanese customer. What are the points and concepts or phases stage that they have to think about it before starting to deliver the order to the customers?
So the first phase itself, you are building a trust in the submitting the proposal, right? The second phase of the trust building is how you're behaving with your customer after you getting the order to the execution. So you need to update regularly about your project progress, and if it is any mismatch in the committed schedule, you need to communicate in early stage. So best thing is you need to maintain the schedule, whatever you committed. If something goes here and there, it's fine, but you need to communicate in an advanced stage. And also, how is your behavior goes after your order? That's very, very important. And to summarize, I said after your order, you need to maintain engage the customer in regularly, maintain the schedule, and then communicate well. These are the 3 points.
Okay. Yeah, that's great. That's great because you have to have the communication progress with them in any stage of your order delivering. So this is great. This is kind of different from all around the world. I believe based on my, my experience as well. So I've been living in Japan for years. You have been living here and working here for years. So I've been working with a lot of, customers in Japan as well. So what I got it, the after sales service is very important. So can you please emphasize a little bit on that? Can you give some tips about the after sales service when startups delivered the product to any customers in Japan?
So as you observe in Japan, any industry, whatever they give service is the first class. That could be, they believe is a world number one in any industry. Even if you go to restaurant or you go to any manufacturing industry. So when they're giving such level of service support, they're expecting same level from you as well. And even from the startup company from outside as well. So again, this is the third phase where you're going to build further trust on with the customer after service. So this is where you will make or break your business. And also when you're giving the after service support, you should not highlight more again on the money side.
Okay.
How you put your heart and soul towards the problem, solving the problem. Money always comes last stage. So this is where whether you engage with customer for long term. Okay, one more key point here is Japanese, once they start buying with you, 80 to 90% they go with the repeat order only. They don't switch the supplier or very fast. So the phase one, the proposal stage, you build a trust. Second phase, you order execution. The third one is support. Maybe once you submit, deliver your product within 1 year, if you're maintaining well service support. These are the 3 areas which you, as a package, they will give and expect from you. And of course, this is the where your DGC is going to support in all those sections. Yeah, this is quite interesting market.
Yeah, I got it. Japanese market is very interesting, always growing, always innovating, and it has the highest creativity in Tokyo. When we saw the surveys, we understand that Tokyo is the most creative city in the world right now. So, but reaching to that, it's kind of hurdle that our company is helping. DGC can help any startups or SMEs. We are helping them right now as well to leverage, to establish and develop their business in Japan. So after sales service is very important that you mentioned, because it's built ongoing business for the long term. And again, you shouldn't talk about the money. Again, ethic and your soul of working with any Japanese customers is very important. So put all of the points together, I have one last question from you. What do you want to highlight as a tip or
Yeah.
tips for any startups or fresh SMEs in Japan as a foreigner?
Okay.
Yeah.
To summarize the whole this meeting, I would like to highlight all the foreign entrepreneurs who are looking to enter Japanese market. And there are a lot of micro level topics, which is very, very, very difficult to access from outside. So you need to have some kind of support to enter market. That's where this Milad company DGC is going to help. How your product has to enter in Japan market, the pricing strategy, and then packaging strategy, and other stuff like that. And working with DGC is like you're testing your water before you diving into the Japanese market pool. Okay, and once you know how to swim in Japanese market, I'm sure that you have a longer business run and you can grow very well. Hey Milad, I think you're really doing a great job in Japan, and as a foreigner, you also did the MBA and then you start a business. I know how much difficult it is, and also your intention is very clear to encourage the cross-border business, and also you are trying to help the foreigners, and I'm really proud of you for your initiative, and it's great, and it's all the best for your company future. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Vasu. Thank you for your greetings. Yeah, we are doing very well right now. We are supporting a lot of startups and SMEs through different, market entries with different industries. We have a vast knowledge. We have a great experts as well in the market and connections. We are helping them, and our vision is to support any startups or SMEs who want to enter to the Japanese market.
Yeah, and also I can highlight here, so many startup company in Japan and in many startup company outside Japan, and they know that they're delivering a good product and values. Mostly they don't want to go cross-border because of the poor connection.
Yes.
And they don't know how to go outside, and outsider they don't know how to get in. Yes. They say, oh no, Japanese market is very difficult to enter. Like that, they just give up and then focus more on that. Japanese startup companies also, they think no, it's very difficult to understand the foreign culture, and see, there are both sides. They have a lot of pains.
Yes.
And I believe your company can really fulfill those the pains, and then you're able to deliver a good solution for that.
Yeah, sure. We are here for that. We want to be the bridge between Japan and all around the world. We want to be the bridge to help any startups or SMEs to come to Japan and leverage their business. Also help all of the startups or SMEs in Japan who want to go global. So the connection and make the communication is poor right now, but we are emphasized and empowered that connection, and we want to help the world to become a better place for living, for sure. So thank you so much for your time, Vasu. We for sure, I know our audience also got a lot of great points from you. We will have for sure a future interview with you in different topics, because you have experience in a lot of parts of the business and industries. Thank you so much for your time. And,
thank you.
And for other startups or SMEs who wants to know more about our business or support and consultation services, please check dgc-co.com. You will get free consultation that can leverage a lot of things and a lot of concepts for you. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe so you won't miss any new episode of Japan Smart Market Entry. Thank you.